we're going to be going ahead and going into Contra Rogue Corps, a new game plus run, Chaos Finale by Crak Atak. We're getting set to go ahead and jump right on into it. Let's get ready, guys. Take it away, Crak Atak.
Hi guys, I'm Crak Atak. I'm going to be running Contra Rogue Corps. This is a very interesting and probably not well-known Contra game that came out in 2019. I grinded a New Game Plus file for like 300 hours, so here we finally get to show it. All this stuff. So the character I'm using, we get a choice between 4 characters. We get Kaiser, Harakiri, Hungry Beast, or Gentleman, but Harakiri has the best ability we can have. And then I use Spread Gun and Dragon Gun as my weapons. So this is like a completely maxed out, like using a bunch of save scumming and all that. And let's get started with Chaos Finale. So this is the hardest exploration mission. We're gonna do it on highest difficulty as well. And these levels are kind of roguelike. So you gotta react to what you get here. Right off the bat, I got a mini boss. The layout of these levels is going to be, there's 4 sections of it, and the first 3 it's going to have a mini boss in the first 3. And then the reason I use Spread Gun is because it not only does a lot of damage, it has great fire rate, and it has a very low cooldown time too, if I need to. So that's the bomb. But that actually restores a lot of different things. Restores my ability. My ability actually for this character increases damage and movement speed, and it does quite a bit with all the upgrades. This one we have an armored. Okay, and then we're through on the mini boss. And then each one of these screens right here is a load screen actually. It's kind of funny. I have a bunch of them. That's like their version of load screen, all these fortresses. Then I can see which one of the doors is going to open by, if I can see which enemies. So the top one's going to open there. And all the exits are going to appear at the left or the top. That's one thing I do know for sure. And then since I did the mini boss on this section, there's not going to be no mini boss on the next one. We can just, yeah, got this map. Yeah. Like we got another door here, so it's basically I just skip all the enemies. The fastest form of movement with Harakiri is using the ability. I'm actually going to do that right now. Otherwise I would use the roll dash thing. Okay, so the first section, pretty straightforward. The first 3 are not too bad with all the upgrades and everything. I should explain like in this process how it works for like getting a New Game Plus file. It's not like a simple process. Oh, it's on the right side actually. So when I was grinding a New Game Plus file, you have to get the Spread Gun basically as the best weapon, best main weapon, and the Dragon Gun is a lot of passive damage you can have during boss fights and so on. So I got those 2, and that took like maybe like 50 hours. This game is a lot of grinding, and so you basically get these body parts that you can just randomly get like fixes on, like movement speed or damage up or whatever. And normally, like, I did some like calculations, and normally it would take like on average like 50 years if you had like a robot do it. But so what I did is, to get like all the stats I wanted, I basically save scummed it. So if I didn't get a stat I wanted, then I would just copy my file and do it over again. So I did that for like 200 hours to get all these stats that I have now. Got invulnerability there. Here's another mini boss. So the mini bosses are random too. But yeah, I did a lot of save scumming to get this file. Otherwise, yeah, it would just take way too long. So I'm glad to finally show this off. This guy does that thing. There are like 3 different damage types. There's the fire, the lightning, and the poison. But I have it set up so that if I step in any of those things, then I actually won't get those status effects. Okay, that's the second part. Yeah, as you guys noticed, this is a twin stick shooter game, so we got the mini boss again. No items off that though. is probably the worst combination is these purple skater guy and the other purple guy. The purple skater guy is probably the worst normal enemy in the game. Oh, okay. And whenever you dodge, you get basically a bit of invulnerability too. Get that guy out of the way. Try not to overheat the, if you look on the bottom right, the weapons can overheat. I try not to overheat the spread gun in general, just waste a lot of time. So this should be the last mini boss, and then we're gonna go to the final boss in the 4th section. So the final boss, you guys will see it. Basically, this game is really meant to be played multiplayer, and it doesn't like scale at all. So I guess they like intended the game to be multiplayer, and it's actually really hard to play like normally until you get a ton of upgrades and grind a bunch. And the boss that I'm gonna fight at the end is definitely the hardest boss in the game, and it took me like to beat it the first time I was grinding it for like 50 hours. So, and it's definitely a lot simpler now. Some health and vulnerability, not bad. But these maps are semi-random. You get like some different pathing on it a little bit. I haven't got any like open maps yet. Might get that one in the last ones. Nope, I didn't get any of the open maps. I got these rooms are generally slower. There's some other ones that I didn't get that are much faster to navigate through. That you don't have to wait for doors or anything else. But I didn't get any of those, so just RNG. And then we're going in the boss, which is, you guys will see. We'll check the upgrades. What do we get? We got a increased spread gun. That's fine. Nothing else. Okay, that's fine. We can do with that. And then this boss is something else. This is really meant to be done with like 4 people, so it has like 4 million health. So the things I'm looking at, the giant enemy crab, you attack its weak spot for massive damage. It's the eye. And then I want to get, the dragon gun going at all times too. And dodge. Basically like kind of shows what he's going to do for some of his attacks. Like I have the increased dodge roll, so that helps quite a bit. That's like one of the major things you want to get on your body pieces. Basically, your body pieces of the equipment. That's basically the really tough grind if you're not safe scumming it. Okay. Going underground, so he can come right back up. If he does that, I try to get him towards the middle. Basically, whenever I use my ability, it'll have increased damage for my weapons. So when I use the dragon gun, as soon as I release it, basically the damage value is based on when it first ticked. So I try to get 2 of them during my damage. And then I have the increased movement speed during that time. The dragon gun is definitely a lot of passive damage. But basically in this game you have a main weapon and a sub-weapon. There's 8 different types of weapons. 4 main weapons, 4 sub-weapons, and yeah, there's like nothing else that compares to spread gun and dragon gun. I did do runs of all the story missions. This is like an optional level kind of thing. Like the final optional level you can do, but I have grinded the story and it takes quite a while. Okay, burning underground, so we got the second phase coming up here. Oops. Good start to the second phase. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna die. Okay, that's fine. Got a few lives. And then so I kill the last one here, the boss comes back up. Yeah, the other characters like have their own special abilities, but our carries definitely has the best one. Like the increased movement speed damage when you have the body piece on. Kaiser, the main character, is like a close second. But even then, it's still not worth it. He's healing. That's fun. Yeah, he can just randomly heal. That's the fun part. Oh boy. Yeah, so one of the things you can do here is I can use the bomb. I have 3 more. That restores a little bit of my health, but the main reason I use it is for to restore my special ability, because to bring it off cooldown. Extremely useful for damage, because basically at a high level of this game you want to be damage racing a lot. And then there's just a lot of stuff coming from everywhere. Oh. That one, that's actually another opportunity to use bomb. So most attacks in this game will, if you have health left, if you have 1 or more health, it'll bring you to 0 health. The crab is an exception with some of his attacks. So that's another reason why I want to, like, the bomb heals me a little bit. That's really nice there. Okay, we're doing pretty good here. Not too bad patterns, actually. Just the exploration part was kind of slow. Bad RNG. It keeps healing, though. That's fun. So I want to keep hitting his eye as his weak point. And depending on what attack he's doing during that time is how much damage I'll do. He has a green eye, a blue eye, red eye. The red eye, I do the most damage. And that's just very, very random, no matter what. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, okay. Get there. So yeah, the last phase is like a lot tougher than like the last fourth of its health. It has a health bar at the top. Some dragon gun there. Switch back. That's fine. Almost there. Right here, almost there. I'm just gonna stand there. That's fine. And that's the crab. So anybody who's played this game and has played this level like on any difficulty knows how difficult that boss is. That's the hardest boss in the game. And then last little thing. So this door can open. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Otherwise I could just go around. Okay, and then I go there. That's Chaos Finale on the highest difficulty. 10 minutes, that's not too bad. And then we got the donation incentive met, I believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and do hardcore mission 4. So let's go hop into that one. So there's the main missions, which is like the rank 1 through 7, their worlds or whatever. There's the exploration missions, and then there's the hardcore missions, what they added later as the game came out. And the 4th one is really difficult. It's basically all these hardcore missions. You start with 0 bombs and lives. So if I die once, then yeah, well, unless I get a life from this stage. Okay, let's start it out. And there's going to be a lot of references to Konami stuff in general. There's a Gradius reference in the background. Skipping it though. So this is like a long endurance round level. Get a lot of Super C music. Grab that, see what's in there. Oh, there's a 1-up. Not bad. It gives me this room where I gotta destroy a bunch of stuff. It definitely has like the best Super C like remix music I've heard in my life, and you never think that because nobody plays Contra Rogue Corps. Very very unknown thing about this game. It does have actually really good music. Oh, I overheated there. Last one's here. A lot of Super C references here. Basically, a lot of this game for a speedrun, I should just mention, is a lot of it is like damage racing. And what I mean by that is you just try to outdamage a lot of enemies for the most part before they kill you. And normally without any armor pieces or whatever, you have 100 health, but I have a lot of upgrades. Makes that quite a bit easier. Okay, and then we got these skater guys again. These are the red ones. They're not as annoying. One of the weapon attachments I have for a spread gun is a little bit of stun, so that's actually useful for these guys if they get stunned. I actually went with that over 2% crit. It's like very minimal. A lot of these guys drop health, luckily. Just gotta wait this part out. There's some stuff that can drop here. Let's see what we get. Bomb there, and then what is this one? Oh, there's a 1-up. 2 1-ups, that helps a lot. Just in case. Okay, there you got 2 purple skater guys. This one's a tough one. So I'm gonna try to kill one of them quickly. Maybe stun the other one if I can. They just move all over the place. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay. This guy's gonna jump, whatever. So yeah, the stun is really good for those skater guys. And then this guy's pretty easy. Just kind of stand behind him and he can't figure it out. So yeah, you'll notice I'm switching the dragon gun pretty much every time it's up. Because I want all that passive damage going on. Oh, overheated again. Fun. So the head of the dragon gun is the only part that can crit, and it hits a lot harder. So you see like the yellow numbers are the crits on that. The spread gun can crit, just in general. But yeah, dragon gun just kind of, it's a homing gun, so what it does is it tries to travel to its enemies. If it can't find enemies, it just goes to the wall and it's kind of wasted that way. We got some more Super C music. Pretty jammy. Yeah, that's actually why I wanted to play this level, because it's mainly just because the Super C music is really good. Okay, get some health, cool. Then we go to this last area and I gotta do a bunch of waves. It's basically the half of the level here. That's an okay pattern there. Gotta move a little bit. These guys explode, so stay away a little bit. Yeah, mainly there's a lot of this speed run. Like once you get all the equipment, is just trying to find ways to optimize your damage as much as possible. Don't let any of your like bullets go to waste. Try to get as much uptime as possible on your. Okay, let's see what that is. That's a spread gun, that's an increased one. So you can get these special weapons. This one's actually just a spread gun, but it fires a little faster and has a lot more damage too. But it's limited ammo with some of these special weapons that drop. Otherwise you basically go in with whatever weapons you brought in. So that's good. They leave one of those, that corner thing up for a bit. And then it makes the next wave a little faster. Oh, I killed it with the dragon. That's fine. Like 2 seconds. Dragon gun does whatever it wants. Okay, so these guys are a little different. You have to pick them up to damage them. Okay, throw that. Oh, I missed the silver guy. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, I spent about like me and a friend played this, and we spent about 100 hours just trying to get the spread gun. It was ridiculous. And then I spent another 200 hours save scumming this game so I can get the best possible stats. It's very tedious, I'll say that. But I don't, yeah, probably never get another showing of this game because I don't think anybody wants to play it. Nobody wants to grind all that stuff. Very exclusive run. Let that cool down a bit, the spread gun cool down. Go through. Yeah, this game actually is a lot of fun once you get the upgrades, so all the stuff maxed out. Otherwise, it's very tedious. Wait, let me show you one of these guys here. Let's see. You can do a finishing move. It's slower, but it's kind of flashy. It just wastes time, but it looks cool. These guys you have to jump towards to hit them. These balloon guys, you can just run into them and they'll explode too. I try to optimize damage on this skater guy. I lost him for a minute there. So if you notice, there's a combo meter on the right, showing how many like hits I got and so on. When I get to 1,000, it increases my damage. When I get to 3,000, it increases my damage even more. And a little subtle thing I didn't even notice until like late into my grind is it changes the music too. Like the next wave that I get, like 3,000 combo, it'll actually change almost every song in the game. And this one we'll definitely get the 3,000 combo. I end up killing the crab too fast, so I don't think I got the 3,000 on that. Alright. If we got any time for donations or whatever, that's fine too.
Currently, there's no donations, but we are still accepting them. Currently sitting at $15,050 so far in our total. Guys, thank you so much for the generosity. And if you want to donate to magFAST, you can donate by scanning that QR code on your screen that will take you to our Tiltify page, where you can donate and also add towards incentives for the games that we are playing later on today. Thank you guys so much.
We got the 3,000 combo, so we're gonna see the change. Definitely a lot more damage. Let's get this part up. Yeah. I do have the. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay. Right here, maybe. If that's safe. I don't think it's safe. See if I can quickly damage it. I didn't plan that out very well. Okay, we're good. get the best song in the game for sure. It is a Super C song, just a remix of it. Last of the purple skater guys here. Doing pretty well. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, for having me. Contra Rogue Core is, it's a game. Yeah, I'm glad to show this off finally. I've been grinding it quite a bit, so thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Crak Atak, with that playthrough of Contra Rogue Corps. Please give it up one more time for Crak Atak, folks.